If you clicked on this video, you're probably in one of either two different situations. Either you started an Etsy shop already and you're not getting sales, or you haven't started your Etsy shop, but when you do, you want to make sure that you hit the ground running and get sales as quick as possible. If you are new around here, I am the owner of Bailey Design Co., a 7-figure digital design shop on Etsy with now over 386,000 sales, and I now teach others how to create the same types of shops on this YouTube channel and in my online community. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do step by step so that you can finally start making consistent sales on Etsy and hit that 100 sale milestone as quick as possible. Okay, so step number one is to know exactly who you're selling to. Before you ever list a single product, you need to be very aware of who it is that is going to be buying the products. This is the foundation of everything because your customer literally determines everything else. So what products you create, how you price them, how you design for them, what keywords you use in your titles and tags to actually get found by your customers, how you photograph or mock up your products, and what problems you are solving for them. So some questions to ask yourself first. So you can think of their demographic. So these are things like age, gender, their job, their lifestyle, just to give you an idea of who it is the ideal customer is. Then next, what problem are you trying to solve? So if it's a digital planner product, are you trying to solve their organization products for like a homeschool mom, or maybe someone who has ADHD, or maybe you are in the digital graphic design space like myself, and you're trying to create trending products that they can then put on their products so that they can sell to their customer, which is a whole thing in itself and most people don't get. Ask yourself, how much money are they willing to spend and where they generally shop. So this could be places that are other than Etsy as well. If you take the time to really understand your customer, you're going to be so much further ahead of the game. So say for example, you are selling wedding templates. Your customer is probably a bride-to-be or perhaps even a wedding planner in the age of 25 to 45. They're probably planning a wedding within the next 6 months, and they're willing to spend anywhere from $15 to $30 for a wedding template bundle. They're searching for things like wedding invitation bundle or template, things like wedding planning checklist or wedding DIY kit. So once you have all of this information nailed down, you probably know your customer better than anyone else, and you're able to speak directly to them in the terms of your marketing, your titles, your tags, and actually create something that they're actually looking for. And essentially, you are speaking to them and not everyone else. Now, if you want to know exactly what types of products and niches are currently trending, this is exactly what I do every single day in my community. So my members receive real-time data-driven research on what's selling and what's trending, and I also provide the AI prompts or the PLR products to actually create them so that they have the best chance of making sales as quick as possible. So if you want insider access to this type of research and you just want to be around sellers who are already making consistent sales, then be sure to check out the link in the description below. So once you figured out who your ideal customer is, step 2 is to do deep dive research on your competitors. If you think of your competitors like teachers instead of your enemies, you are going to get way more value from them because honestly, they've already figured out what's working and what doesn't. And so we can learn from them, obviously, without copying them. So here are some things of what to research. So if you go to Etsy and type in your niche and filter by best sellers, you're going to want to look at the top 10 sellers within that category. Then you're going to want to look at things like what types of keywords are they using in their titles and their tags. We're also going to want to look at their product description, how detailed and how informative they are, and what the layout looks like. Next, you're going to want to take note of their pricing. So what is the average price point that the top sellers are putting their products at? We also want to look at the mock-up images. This one is really important, whether it is for digital or print on demand or handmade, because oftentimes, no matter how good the design is, if we place it on a poorly converting mock-up, then it doesn't really matter because it essentially lost before it even had a chance. You can also take a look at their reviews. Are there things that are missing or things that you can improve on with your product based on the reviews that these sellers are getting? Finally, we want to look at the design of the product. So how is it laid out? How is it designed? Are they using different types of trending styles and aesthetics, or are they cross-niching with other types of popular products? We want to take note as much of this as possible when we go to make our design. I like to take all of this information and put it into ChatGPT and ask it what I could do to make the design better. How could I change the trending design style aesthetic, or how could I cross niche it with a different popular type of product type or design? We do not want to copy their design at all, because as I've mentioned so many times, if we were just to replicate the listing and put it up, the possibility of us getting new sales or sales as a new seller is pretty much impossible because they've already outranked us. So Etsy is going to send the traffic where it's already converting the best. So they aren't going to send it to a new seller that has an exact replication of their product. However, if we came in with something unique and something different, then the likelihood of us getting some traction is much higher. So step number 3 is to not compete on price. So we don't want to come in and be the lowest priced on the entire page. Usually what I recommend is to be somewhere in the middle and be running a sale. So this increases fear of missing out if we have the 24-hour sale going, which basically means just start and end your sale in the same day so that it triggers the little countdown in Etsy. I've seen this help time and time again by increasing conversions just by running this sale. Instead of trying to compete on price, we want to compete on value. So either more type of information if it is an info product within your digital listing, or maybe it's a better or a different unique take on a design style, or maybe it's cross niche with a different type of design style or product. We can also compete on better presentation. So this is your mock-up, or you can also compete on the bundle strategy. So you could take their idea, bundle it with a few others that made sense for the particular type of product that you're selling, and compete on that. So step number 4 is to create high quality listings. This actually goes hand in hand with volume. So while we need to be creating high quality listings, in the beginning, we also need to be focusing on volume. Nobody is going to make 100 sales with just 2 listings on their shop. In the beginning, you need a solid product category to show Etsy's algorithm that you're actually serious. And it's also a way to show multiple opportunities to customers with having a high volume of listings. So while we do need to upload a high volume, we also still need to look at the quality. So this means a high quality title and tags, meaning you are putting in the types of keywords that people are actually searching for. You've uploaded a detailed description explaining what your product is, what it does, what it doesn't do. You've used high quality mock-ups, so usually professional images showing the product in a real world context helps. And also using multiple photos to show it from different angles or maybe in different colors and just in different types of positions. Etsy's recommendation is to use at least 5 of the listing images. It might be more now. So just keep that in mind when you are creating your listing images. And most importantly is the design quality. So whether this is a digital planner or a digital graphic PNG design, or maybe it is a sweatshirt for print on demand, whatever the design is, it needs to be the highest quality. So not just a replicate of the bestseller. We want to make sure, again, that we've done something unique. You can always ask ChatGPT to give you ideas so that if you're just stuck there trying to think of ideas, AI can do a lot of that hard work for you. Step number 5 is to upload new listings every few days, if not every day, if possible. The Etsy algorithm loves active sellers, so the more activity that you can show on your shop, the more that you are going to be rewarded. When you upload new listings consistently, Etsy does take notice of this, that you are serious, that you are treating it like a business, and they do put attention on this. For your upload or your launch strategy, I would launch with a good minimum of 20 to 30 products on your Etsy shop so that the entire front page looks filled out. And then you just want to set up a schedule that you can be consistent on. So whether that is 1 listing a day or maybe 5 listings per week, obviously in different niches, the volume is going to vary drastically depending on what you're in. So usually digital planners, like you just have a digital planner shop, you are not going to be uploading 5 planners per day. However, if you're in the space like me where it's graphic designs, it is not uncommon to see people uploading 10 to 20 listings per day. Being consistent with your listings and listing every few days, if not every day, really shows the algorithm that you're serious. There is a common theme that new listings get somewhat of a boost in the algorithm while Etsy tries to figure out who the product is for. So that is really important that we're always uploading new listings because it's just another chance for us to get shown. So number 6 is always to be optimizing your listings performance. So we just want to be keeping track of which listings are getting consistent views and then consistent favorites, and hopefully that translates into sales. Then we just want to repeat what is working. So was it a particular type of design style that was doing really well, or was it a particular type of product? And then we just want to double down so that we can multiply our results. Once you have organic listings performing well, you can also add a small ad budget to that just to try and get the listing to scale even faster. As a brand new shop, I wouldn't expect to see 100 sales in your first 30 days, as it generally takes the Etsy algorithm at least 2 to 4 weeks to figure out what your new shop is about and who the products are for. We do want to see constant impressions at this point, as well as some visits and views to your shop, and hopefully favorites and maybe a few sales. If you follow this roadmap, you will see consistent growth, and you will be on your way to that 100 sale milestone much quicker than someone who is just guessing. If I can leave you with anything, it is to sell what is in demand and design for your ideal customer and not for yourself, and just to be consistent with those listings. Again, practice makes perfect, and that is just going to come from redoing this again and again. So that just goes back to the high volume game. And once you have established who your ideal customer is, what they tend to buy, you can also always take that back and not be so focused on the high volume once you have your shop more established. If you do want to see how I would start a brand new shop in 2026, whether it is for print on demand or a digital product shop, then that video will be linked up here. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.